Why are there not more people talking about the hidden epidemic of stress and its deadly impact on the heart? I don't think people understand just how dangerous chronic stress can be. Did you know that President Dwight Eisenhower suffered a heart attack while in office, likely triggered by the relentless pressure of leading a nation? Even the President of the United States wasn't immune. Eisenhower's heart attack during his presidency shocked the world and highlighted the hidden toll of constant stress at the highest levels. I bet you didn't know that in Japan, there's a word for death by overwork, karoshi. It's a phenomenon so widespread that it has its own legal and medical definition. And every year, real people collapse at their desks from sudden cardiac arrest brought on by extreme job stress. Why are there not more people talking about the hidden epidemic of karoshi? In recent years, cases like a 31-year-old journalist who died after logging 159 hours of overtime in a single month have shocked the nation. But the problem persists. I bet you didn't know that Winston Churchill, the legendary British Prime Minister, led his nation through the darkest days of World War II while battling crushing anxiety and surviving multiple heart attacks. Exposing the hidden cost of success in the tech world, what most people don't know is that even the brightest minds can fall victim to chronic stress. In 2018, a high-profile tech CEO suffered a heart attack at just 45 after years of 80-hour work weeks and relentless pressure. If you're grinding through long hours and constant deadlines, you need to hear this. Chronic stress is a silent killer, and your heart could be paying the price. I bet you didn't know that even royalty isn't immune to the dangers of stress. Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, faced decades of public scrutiny and relentless royal responsibilities, and many experts have linked his cardiovascular issues to his high-stress lifestyle. You need to watch this if you struggle with stress, because even visionaries like Steve Jobs weren't immune. The Apple co-founder was famous for his relentless drive and perfectionism, but behind the scenes, he battled intense psychological strain. Many experts believe that prolonged stress and poor stress management may have played a role in the progression of his pancreatic cancer. You need to hear this if you're under constant stress, because even world leaders aren't immune. Japan's former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe faced relentless pressure, and his tragic assassination shocked the world. Japan is known for its high suicide rates and karoshi, death by overwork. The country's leaders endure some of the highest stress levels on the planet. Abe himself battled ulcerative colitis, a stress-related disease, throughout his career. Even celebrities like Tim Russert and James Gandolfini, at the top of their game, were struck by heart attacks linked to chronic stress. Their stories remind us that stress can be a silent killer affecting anyone, regardless of status or success. But what's happening inside your body when you're under stress? At the biochemical level, stress triggers the release of hormones like cortisol, adrenaline, and noradrenaline. These hormones cause your blood vessels to constrict, a process called vasoconstriction, while also elevating your heart rate and increasing your blood pressure. Over time, this constant strain can lead to hypertension, irregular heart rhythms known as arrhythmias, and the buildup of plaque in your arteries, a condition called atherosclerosis. These hormones cause inflammation throughout the body, raising levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6, IL-6, two markers linked to heart disease. But stress doesn't just affect your heart, it disrupts your entire endocrine system, throwing off the delicate balance of hormones that keep your body running smoothly. When you're stressed, your body releases extra cortisol, which raises your blood sugar levels. This can make your cells less sensitive to insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar out of your blood and into your cells for energy. Over time, this insulin resistance can lead to higher blood sugar, impaired metabolism, and even type 2 diabetes. Stress also interferes with your thyroid hormones, which control how fast your body burns energy. Chronic stress can slow down your metabolism, making you feel tired and sluggish and making it easier to gain weight. And that's not all. Stress can throw off your sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone, leading to problems with fertility, libido, and even mood. One of the most visible effects, stress encourages your body to store more fat around your organs, what doctors call visceral fat. This type of fat is especially dangerous because it increases your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and other serious health problems. Over time, this inflammation and hormonal disruption promote the formation of plaque in your coronary arteries, silently increasing your risk of heart disease. Before we explore movement, let's start with your breath. Diaphragmatic or deep belly breathing taps into your body's natural relaxation response. This technique activates the parasympathetic nervous system, lowering heart rate and blood pressure. A few mindful breaths can shift your body from stress to calm, giving your heart and your hormones a moment of peace. Take a deep breath in, let it out slowly, and notice the difference. Subscribe to Medicine Health 360 for more evidence-based health content. Share how you manage stress in the comments. And watch our next video, Sleep and Heart Health, the night shift you didn't know was killing you. Before we dive into the hidden dangers facing your heart, let's talk about one of the simplest ways to protect it: movement. Moderate aerobic activity like brisk walking, cycling, or even dancing can make a big difference. It reduces inflammation, improves your mood, and lowers your blood pressure. Just a little movement every day helps your heart stay strong and resilient, setting the stage for everything else you'll learn in this video. We all know the classic heart disease risks: smoking, high cholesterol, poor diet. But there's a hidden danger we often ignore: stress. Chronic stress is more than just a feeling. It's a silent threat that can be as harmful as smoking. When you're stressed, your body goes into fight or flight mode, heart racing, blood pressure rising. This response is driven by a surge of stress hormones: cortisol, adrenaline, and noradrenaline. These hormones flood your bloodstream, preparing your body to react. But the fight or flight response is much more than just a racing heart. Your muscles tighten, getting ready for action. Breathing becomes rapid and shallow, drawing in more oxygen to fuel your body. Blood flow is diverted away from your digestive organs and sent to your muscles, priming you to fight or run. This means digestion slows down and your body is focused entirely on survival. That's fine in short bursts, but in our always-on world, many of us never switch off. Imagine revving a car engine non-stop. Eventually it breaks down. The same happens to your heart. Here's what actually happens inside your cardiovascular system when you're under stress. Your blood vessels constrict, a process called vasoconstriction. This narrowing of the arteries makes it harder for blood to flow, forcing your heart to pump even harder. At the same time, your heart rate speeds up and your blood pressure rises. These changes are your body's way of getting ready to face a threat. But when stress is ongoing, these effects don't go away. Over time, this constant vasoconstriction and elevated blood pressure put enormous strain on your heart and blood vessels. When your body stays in this heightened state, muscles tense, breathing shallow, blood flow diverted, for too long it leads to exhaustion and what doctors call sympathetic overdrive. Your body simply can't sustain this emergency mode forever. Chronic stress can even disrupt your heart's electrical system, leading to arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats that can be dangerous if left unchecked. Meanwhile, the ongoing high blood pressure and vessel damage make it easier for cholesterol and other substances to stick to artery walls, forming dangerous plaques. This inflammation raises levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6 or IL-6. Both are markers linked to heart disease risk. Over time, these inflammatory changes damage the lining of your arteries, making it easier for cholesterol and other substances to stick and form dangerous plaques. This process, called atherosclerosis, is the root of most heart attacks and strokes. The end result: chronic stress can lead to hypertension, persistently high blood pressure, arrhythmias, and atherosclerosis, all of which dramatically increase your risk for heart attack and stroke. Major studies confirm people with high stress face a much greater risk of heart disease. But there's another powerful factor that often goes unnoticed: your social connections. Research shows that loneliness is more dangerous for your heart than obesity or even smoking. In fact, people who feel isolated have a significantly higher risk of heart disease and early death. Loneliness triggers chronic stress in the body, raising levels of stress hormones and inflammation. It keeps your sympathetic nervous system in overdrive, just like ongoing emotional stress. On the other hand, strong social ties can actually lower your C-reactive protein, CRP, levels and calm your sympathetic nervous system. This means less inflammation, lower blood pressure, and a healthier heart overall. So, building and maintaining close relationships isn't just good for your mood, it's one of the most effective ways to protect your heart. Even the World Health Organization warns that workplace burnout can have serious health consequences. So next time you feel that knot in your stomach, remember, your heart feels it too. Stress isn't just in your head, it's a real physical threat to your heart. But stress doesn't just affect your heart and blood vessels, it also disrupts your hormones in powerful ways. When you're under chronic stress, your body releases more cortisol, which raises your blood sugar. Over time, this can make your cells less sensitive to insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar out of your blood. This is called insulin resistance, and it's a major risk factor for diabetes and heart disease. Stress also interferes with your thyroid, the gland that controls your metabolism. High cortisol can slow down thyroid hormone production, making you feel tired, sluggish, and causing your metabolism to drop. This makes it harder to burn calories and can lead to weight gain. And that's not all. Chronic stress shifts your body's hormone balance, lowering sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone. This not only affects mood and energy, but also encourages your body to store more fat, especially around your belly, known as visceral fat. This type of fat is particularly dangerous because it surrounds your organs and releases chemicals that increase inflammation and heart disease risk. So stress throws your entire endocrine system out of balance, raising blood sugar, slowing metabolism, and causing unhealthy fat to build up where it does the most harm. But there's another crucial factor that often gets overlooked: sleep. Prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night is one of the most powerful ways to protect your heart. When you don't get enough sleep, your body produces even more cortisol, keeping you in a state of stress and raising your risk for heart disease. Poor sleep disrupts your circadian rhythm, the natural cycle that tells your body when to rest and when to be alert. When this rhythm is thrown off, your stress hormones stay elevated, your blood pressure rises, and your heart works overtime. If you struggle with falling asleep or have an irregular schedule, tools like light therapy in the morning or melatonin supplements at night can help reset your circadian rhythm and support better sleep. Let's look inside the brain. When you're under chronic stress, the amygdala, the part of your brain that controls fear and emotions, becomes overactive. This means your body is constantly on high alert, making it harder to relax or feel safe. Stress also overstimulates something called the HPA axis, a system that links your brain and adrenal glands. When this system is always switched on, your body releases too much cortisol, the main stress hormone. High cortisol levels can mess with your sleep, make you feel wired or exhausted, and even lead to problems like insulin resistance, which raises your risk for diabetes and heart disease. So, stress doesn't just affect your mood, it rewires your brain and hormones, putting your heart and overall health at risk. The dangers of stress aren't just statistics, they're real stories. Take James Gandolfini, the actor behind Tony Soprano. Despite his success, relentless stress contributed to his fatal heart attack at 51. Or David, a dedicated teacher overwhelmed by work. He ignored chest pain until it became a heart attack. His doctors blamed chronic stress. Then there's Sarah, a young entrepreneur. She thrived on long hours and pressure until she collapsed at her desk. Her blood pressure was sky high. These stories share a theme. We normalize being overwhelmed, wearing busyness as a badge of honor. But your body doesn't care if your stress comes from Hollywood or daily life. It reacts the same way. Ignoring the warning signs is a gamble with your health. David and Sarah were lucky. They got a second chance. Most aren't so fortunate. Chronic stress is an equal opportunity threat, no matter your job or lifestyle. Listen to your body before it's too late. How does stress actually damage your heart? When you're stressed, your body floods with cortisol, the stress hormone. Short term, it's helpful. But chronic stress keeps cortisol levels high, raising blood pressure and straining your heart. Over time, this leads to hypertension, forcing your heart to work harder and damaging arteries. Stress also fuels inflammation, which helps plaque build up and makes it more likely to rupture, causing heart attacks or strokes. And stress changes your habits. You might eat poorly, skip exercise, sleep badly, or turn to smoking and alcohol. These choices create a vicious cycle, making heart problems even more likely. Chronic stress isn't just a feeling, it's a physical assault on your cardiovascular system. The science is clear. Stress is a major direct risk factor for heart disease. Managing stress isn't just about feeling better, it's about protecting your life. Your heart can't afford to ignore it. The good news? You can fight back against stress and protect your heart. Start with physical activity. Even a daily walk lowers stress hormones and strengthens your heart. Try mindfulness or meditation. Just a few minutes focusing on your breath can calm your nervous system and lower blood pressure. Prioritize sleep. Aim for 7-8 hours. Your heart repairs itself while you rest. Build routines. Regular sleep, exercise, and downtime help your body recover from stress. Connect with friends, spend time in nature, or enjoy a hobby. These aren't luxuries, they're heart-healthy habits. Small changes add up. Every step you take reduces your risk. Listen to your body's signals and give yourself permission to slow down. It's never too late to start. Protecting your heart from stress is one of the best investments you can make. Take action today. Your heart will thank you. Now let's dive deeper into specific evidence-based strategies that can help you manage stress and support your heart. Mind-body practices are powerful tools. Mindfulness meditation, for example, has been shown to reduce levels of cortisol, the body's main stress hormone, and improve heart rate variability, a key measure of heart health. Just a few minutes a day can make a real difference. Another approach is Tai Chi and Qigong. These gentle, flowing exercises are increasingly recognized by both Eastern and Western medicine for their ability to calm the mind, lower blood pressure, and improve cardiovascular function. By incorporating these practices into your routine, you're not just managing stress, you're proactively protecting your heart for the long run.